I don't believe in balance. If you get really busy in work, you're going to feel like your home life's not as good. But if you're thriving in your home life, you're like, man, I'm low in business. And to me, when everyone's like, oh, you can do it all. Sure, you can, but there's going to be a give and take. And I think we've gotten in as a society so much pressure on women to think they need to do and be everything. And I'm like, just do your best you can in each stage.
How do I get more leads?
How do I stand out in my market?
Is it unprofessional to talk about my kids on Instagram?
Should I have one account or two?
Do I really need a personal brand as a real estate agent?
We are the Modern Agent Marketing Girls. We are two agents turned marketing experts who believe you can become the go-to real estate girl in your market all because you are you. I'm Chelsea Peterson, founder and CEO of Modern Agent Social Club.
And I'm Kayla Fox, Modern Agent's content creator. Let us be your guide as we talk about what it means to market your real estate business the modern way.
So refill your favorite beverage, open your notes app, and get ready to build a business and a brand you're obsessed with. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Modern Agent Marketing Girls. It's just Kayla here today. However, I do have a very fun guest. Kristin Sheckler has been a member of Modern Agent Social Club. Gosh, for how long, Kristin?
Over 5 years.
Over
2021.
5 years. Yes, exactly.
My goodness.
So, do you want to introduce yourself to the people and share kind of how we know each other? And then we're just going to dive right in.
Hi, I am Kristin Sheckler. I am also from Indiana. Actually, Kayla and I are pretty good friends. We're in the same wedding together this weekend, small group. Our kids are friends, but we actually grew up in the same town for high school too, and now we're here. So I have been a modern agent since I got my real estate license, which, back in 2021, things were a lot different then with marketing, especially for realtors and everything. And it was one of the first things I was like, I'm going to do it differently. So I've been with Modern Agent since, have no desire to ever leave. I love it so much. And I truly think it helped get me to where my business is now, not just in the branding and the marketing, but even the systems and the things I've learned. So that's a little bit about me. Personally, I am a mom like Kayla with 4 children.
Yes.
So I have 4 kids. My oldest is going to be in 2nd grade, almost 8, and my youngest just turned 2. So, balancing motherhood and real estate life and all the fun things. So.
Oh, I know. You need to, you're going to enlighten all of our listeners today with exactly how you do it because...
I'll try to. A lot of grace, a lot of prayer.
Yes. You know what? Those are 2 really good ingredients of the whole thing. That's for sure. Yes. I love that you leaned into personal branding from day one. That's actually how I kind of discovered Modern Agent too, because, we were in the same town. I got my real estate license as well. And I followed you on Instagram, obviously knowing you too, but thinking, gosh, she's doing really good. I love what she's doing. And after a while I was like, there's gotta be something. She's gotta be getting this from somewhere. But I was not going to ask you until, because I was like, no, I'm not gonna try to steal someone's whatever. And so I heard Chelsea on a podcast and that's how I figured it out. And then I was like, that's what Kristin's doing.
That is it.
Yes, exactly. But I love that you leaned into that so much from day one, especially because now you were a mom at that time.
Only to 2.
Yes. So you had to really use your time wisely because how do you build a business when you have 2 kids at home?
Well, and I didn't have really childcare back then either. So I was coming off COVID years. My second born, Nathan, was literally heart of COVID baby, May 2020. And then I was like, my job just went downhill from there. I didn't want corporate 8 to 5 anymore with 2 kids. I'm like, gosh, I just want to be home with them. I have no desire to go back to that world, even though I had a fun radio life and actually really helped me transition into this industry because I had connections with builders and other brokerages and just marketing and sales in general. But I wanted something different. And I had the 2 kids and ended up adding 2 more during my real estate career.
Why not? What's a few more?
What's a couple more? I mean, no big deal. But I just dove right in because I'm like, I have to do things different. I needed things to be systematized. I think I said that word right. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but it was only 5 years ago. But marketing was not like how it is today in real estate at all. I remember being everything was very even colors were only to what your brokerage was. No one really went out and did their own branding colors. Everybody had the same headshot like this with their arms crossed and their full-on work outfit. And don't get me wrong, I love a good blazer. I love my blazer, but I pair it with jeans usually.
Yes.
And I was like, I just want to be different. I'm not trying to be a top producer by any means. That wasn't like my end goal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to stand out. I want to be different. I have a college background in marketing and communication. So I knew it needed to be different. I actually found it from Taylor Oldham when I was searching on Instagram, and her page came up and it was so good. And I just messaged her. I'm like, how do you do this? Like kind of how you said when you're looking at me, I'm like, there's something.
Yes.
And she sent her Modern Agent link immediately, was so kind and walked me through everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to, back then, I quit my job. I had 2 kids. I'm like, oh, do I want to spend the money?
Right.
It was worth every penny.
Yes. Well, I love that. Taylor has been like one of our top affiliates from day one. She's done a good job too. Yes. And I love that she's like, no secrets. We're just going to tell them all. Exactly. Yeah, I know. It definitely has changed so much. I even look back at when I first started working for Modern Agent, the kind of content I created then. Like, it makes me cringe now. But at the time, it was really, like, cutting edge. You know what I mean? But it always is shifting so much. And I have noticed, too, we've had members who have left, who have then come back, and they've asked, like, where specific things were, like, where, like, our list of national holidays is. And it's like, oh, no, we don't.
No, we don't do that anymore.
Yes, but it's just that's how much, like, I mean, if we are going to live up to the name Modern Agent, then we better be, on top of things and super modern. And so I love that you were able to lean into that. And really, like, you found success pretty quickly. Like, maybe that's just an outside perspective, but, like, it seemed to really take off for you pretty quickly. Tell us about, like, how, like, when you kind of started thinking this is working.
I would say probably like my second, I guess you could say, full year in real estate. I remember just starting to post and being kind of like, I did feel a little cringy at first because no one was posting like that. They were posting their listings and they're closed, and then the random lender sent 3 ways to get pre-approved or something along those lines. And I remember I was so nervous to do my first lifestyle branding shoot because I was like, man, people are going to think I'm weird.
Yeah.
Or think I'm into myself or have all these thoughts. And normally I don't care what people think, but I was like getting into a new industry. Like no one did lifestyle shoots. And now you see it all the time, which is great. Back then you really didn't. Back then I'm talking like it's the 90s. Right. Jeez, it was just 5 years ago.
Right.
But I would say a lot of it was I was all in on Modern Agent, especially those like first 2 years to really brand. It's also when I found Hustle Humbly to get the other side of the systems done. And it was just showing up. Even when I felt like people are like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
But people did comment, people did notice. And I had a lot of people still to this day, talk to me about it. But I know people can get discouraged quickly because they just want these instant results. But that's not how marketing works. It's never worked like that. It's showing up. And I think if you keep the consistency, and like you said, when we're going to talk more about personal branding and all that, people remember that.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely helped me into year 2 because obviously, like, I'm not paying for leads. I'm not a Zillow agent. So that first year, I'm not selling a ton because I'm not going to do that. But people noticed.
Yeah. Where does most of your business come from now then? If you're not paying for leads or anything like that, where does it come from?
So ironically, I was doing coaching a little bit with Keller Williams the first half of the year. I love my coach. She was great. But when we were looking back through all my stuff, 90 to 95% was all Sphere or referral. Like,
that's so cool. Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I knew it was that, like, but actually seeing like the numbers laid out. And granted, okay, so like Instagram and Facebook, we all will get those like random leads where, they've been following you and they're like, hey, I need your help. And you're like, okay, so you can actually like pinpoint this person came from Instagram. But a lot of marketing and advertising, you can't pinpoint it. But if you look at those results and it's showing that 95% of your business comes from your Sphere and referrals, that's because they're paying attention to you. They remember you. You're top of mind.
Yes.
It works. It works even if you don't think it works.
Yes.
I know that's repeating myself.
No,
but
you need to keep saying it because I totally agree. I think sometimes people think that their online marketing is not working or this personal brand thing isn't working because they're not getting cold DMs from people saying, I want you to help me buy a house. But what we always say is like your personal brand, it's not just who you are online. It's who you are offline too. So if you're posting things and it's complete crickets, but you have somebody at church or somebody at book club or somebody at the baseball games say like, that was so cute, or I just watched your stories, it's working. And even if most of your clients are from your, sphere, that doesn't mean that they would have remembered to use you if you hadn't been posting on social media. Like, it all goes hand in hand. And I think we have to not be afraid. I love that you tracked your results and really figured out whoa, I'm really building something cool. But also you recognize that is because of what you've done online.
Yeah, and I do think even in Modern Agent, sometimes when new people come in and we're in our Facebook group, and we always just want to encourage them because they're like, I don't know, am I doing things right? I haven't gotten a specific lead. I'm like, don't track it like that, because that's not what it is. It's people remembering you and sending you business, and your sphere coming back to you because you're consistently posting, you're consistently showing your brand, you're staying top of mind. It doesn't have to be those cold DMs like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so true. You think about it this way too, your personal brand, it's your reputation. It's what you're known as, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't always see the payoff of that in the day-to-day. I actually had this instance with my oldest, and you'll laugh because you know him.
I love him.
He was accused of bullying a kid in a locker room. Okay.
Levi?
Yes.
No
and
way.
I was like, I know that I am his mom and I think my kids can do no wrong, but also that does not sound like my kid, right? And so we ended up as we were trying to figure out what actually went on, and I'm asking my son about it. He's like, he literally didn't even know who the kid was. He was like, I don't know who that is. But I was like, well, they're saying this about you. It was just a whole big thing, okay? But we were able to reach out to the teacher. The teacher verified that those two weren't even in the same class. So she had the wrong person. But I told him, you have to realize what has just happened, because in the midst of all of this, not only did your parents think, that doesn't sound right, but you also had people online saying, because she posted it on Facebook, it was a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
But you had people online saying, that doesn't sound like him. And you had your teachers saying, he didn't do that. That doesn't sound right. And I said, so even if you would have messed up, because everyone messes up, but even if you would have done that, that would have been really hard for people to believe. And that's your reputation working for you.
Yep.
Now, did he get that? Did he experience that payoff the day before all of this happened? No, he's just living his life. But there is a payoff when you are who you say you are, and you've made that so clear to people, and you've been memorable. You'll stick out in people's mind, and they'll know not only you for the good things, but they'll know you for what you would never do too, right?
No, that's a good perspective too, because I think we can easily kind of forget that, especially because so much is online now that sometimes people do curate different personalities online than they are in person, but people can call that out instantly.
Oh, yes.
They know.
Yeah, exactly. And it always comes down to we're not selling t-shirts or skincare or things on Amazon. We're selling homes.
Yep.
So the results that we get from that, it's not going to be as easily or as quickly measured than other industries, but that's okay. I love that. Okay, you said something earlier that I really want to dive in on. You were talking about how your goal was not to be a top producer. And I feel like some people listen to that and they either feel like a breath of fresh air, ooh, tell me more. Or they feel like, well, why? Why would you be...
What's wrong with you?
Right. Why wouldn't you want to make a ton of money? I want to hear what your goal really is in real estate at this season of your life, and how you combat that urge and that drive to sell more,
It's hard, obviously in any type of sales industry, but much less real estate. I mean, we all see it. Everyone posts their stats every month. They sell how much they sell at the end of the year. Don't get me wrong, I'll chime into that too, because you do want people to know you're actually selling something to use you, right? But it's such a crazy industry, and I feel like even with moms, it's hard sometimes because you feel this pull, and I have never been one to be like, oh, it's all about balance. I don't believe in balance. There is no balance, because you're going to get pulled one way or the other way. And if you get really busy in work, you're going to feel like your home life's not as good. But if you're thriving in your home life, you're like, man, I'm slow in business. Right. And to me, when everyone's like, oh, you can do it all. Women, you can do everything. Sure, you can, but there's going to be a give and take. And I think we've gotten in as a society so much pressure on women to think they need to do and be everything. And I'm like, just do your best you can in each stage, put everything into what you can, whether you're at home with your kids. For me personally, as the not top producer, I create a lot of boundaries. I am not one who if someone calls me that second to see something in 20 minutes, I'm dropping everything to go do it. I'm like, okay, no, here are the times I'm available. Does any of this work for you?
Yeah.
And I have strict kind of boundaries with people too. Even when they like at night, I'm like, hey, I might not answer from potentially 6 to 8 because that is kids' time and bedtime and all of that. But I will get back to you, especially if there's a deadline.
Right.
But it's actually kind of like a whole thing when you were talking about like not wanting to be a top producer. So I have struggled with this because I am on a team who kills it in our area. I mean, we're like an independent brokerage, even though we're not. Our team, fabulous agents, and they all produce really well. And there's moms on the team, And I'm like, do I want to be a top producer, right? You can make good money in real estate without selling 10 plus million a year. Last year, I had the best year I've ever had after having a couple years of just selling a couple million, feeling great. All things are good. And I got caught up in the rat race because I'm like, whoa, did I just sell that much this year? Was I able to do that? How did I do that? My kids weren't in school yet. I didn't think that was possible. But then it's like, is that worth it? Is it worth it to sell that much? But I also think I've really worked on the branding, the marketing, the systems that I didn't necessarily feel overwhelmed. But I don't want real estate to control me, to control my life, to be my priority and my identity, because my family is always going to come first.
Right.
I like hobbies. I love hobbies. I don't want to be the top producer who is on the phone all day and they work all the time. Do I love my job and do I give everything to my clients who are mine? Absolutely. But I'm not going to be a Zillow lead agent. Sorry, I understand some people are like that and I'm good for them. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
But for my stage of life with 4 young kids, I like to volunteer in the schools. I like to be present and do other things. And I still make great money doing what I do and being able to invest in people. And I feel like some women, it's hard for them too, because maybe, like you said, a breath of fresh air, that they don't have to be that. And it is okay. It is okay. You don't have to. And the women who are fearless and are out there being top producers, good for them too.
Yep.
Because it's all about your own personal priorities.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's a season for everything too, right?
Exactly.
Right
Yep.
now, you've got kids at home who just demand more of you, like
Yep.
all of you. You know what I mean? I will speak from experience, when they're all in school, you might feel like I've got a lot more, within me. I've got a lot more bandwidth to take some things on. Or you might
Yes.
feel like, screw it, I'm doing great. I do totally agree. Any sales industry gets so wrapped up in publicly sharing numbers all the time.
All the time.
And I agree. People, you want them to know that you're working.
Yes.
But what I always say is, like, you have to have the confidence within yourself to know what you want, what kind of life you want to live, to be able to not get caught up in this rat race. And I just think it's really commendable that you've been able, especially on a team like yours, you've been able to say, like, that's amazing. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And you have clients who will only use you, and that's part of the reason. They love how you operate.
Well, and I think it goes back to what we were talking about, even with branding too. It kind of all ties together, and being authentic online. Like when people choose to work with me, they know what they're getting. It's not like a secret that my family is always going to be my number one priority, or I have 4 kids and you might hear someone screaming in the background. They all know that, but they're still choosing to work with me.
Yeah.
And that's okay, So yeah, it just kind of all goes together. And back to, like, I know Keller Williams specifically always talks about, like, know your why. And that was something that was ingrained in us. But it is true. Know your why. And everyone's why is different. And that means our priorities are going to be different. And it's just a season. So women out there, you don't have to be this crazy star if you don't want to be. It's okay if you just want to bring in some extra income from your family while you're home with the kids. And if you are a fearless top producer, keep it going. You got it,
Yeah. Well, and so much of it comes from when your whole identity is not your numbers. I say that a lot as a coach's wife. Like, our identity cannot be found in the scoreboard at the end of the night. Like, that'll kill you. Like, you won't make it. You know what I mean? And so you have to stay true to, like, what's really your goal, what's really top of mind. And yeah, I think that you've done that so well.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's go back to the kids thing. It's summer. Everyone's home. Clients are still calling you.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go on vacation. You want to have fun. We're in a wedding. Like, all of these things. What does it actually look like? Instead of just saying, like, oh, I just try to do this. Like, what does your day-to-day actually look like for the people who are like, I need every bit of advice right now because I'm struggling?
Oh, my goodness. So I actually just got back from vacation. And somehow I only opened my laptop one time.
Oh my gosh.
Either good prep work or good communication before, I'm not sure. But I only opened it once to follow up on a listing update. I had an active listing I wanted to make sure I was checking in with. And some other clients, obviously, I was on my phone texting here and there. But I try to prep everything. Like I have 2 listings going live this week, but I prepped it ahead of time knowing, hey, I'm going to enjoy my vacation. Neither were in a rush. They're like, hey, let's do all this when you get back. I'm like, great. But once again, it's making sure you're having clear communication, especially if you're in a similar life as me. Like you have to be so clear with your communication and your expectations so no one's questioning anything. Summer's wild, as you know, with 4 kids home. I am very blessed and I understand privilege that I do have my in-laws who are retired and they watch my kids for me twice a week. So my kids, they don't go to daycare. I don't do daycare right now. And when they're in school, they'll be in preschool and school, regular school, but they do help me twice a week. So I will say that makes a big difference that I am able to get work done. And, it's just, I don't want to say flying by the seat of my pants because that's not true. I'm very organized and have like things structured, but it's also when you have 4 kids and you're running your own business, you got to be a little flexible and adaptable. You can't be so rigid and be like, it has to be like this. Because let me tell you, it's not going to be like this.
Right.
So if giving yourself a lot of grace, try to have your plan. I do a lot of prep the night before.
Yeah.
Like I have this like weird flow and systems. I'm like, is my house chaotic during the day? 1000%. Is it put together before I go to bed? Yep. You better believe it because I won't function the next morning if I don't. I do try to wake up before the kids. Even in the summer, I'll still get up. I let myself sleep in a little compared to school year, but getting your time to like settle yourself and dive into what your to-do list is. And one thing I have noticed on like my days, like I don't have kids. However, I mean, when I'm home with the kids all day, you have to plan it for you. Your kids are capable of playing on their own, entertaining themselves, and having their own quiet time. They know that during my youngest Sammy's nap time, that's mom's work time. I got like an hour in there that I will follow up on things I need to do and they could go entertain themselves. And I make a list. I'm like, okay, what 3 things do I need to accomplish today to feel like I'm on track and not getting behind? Because I used to be a crazy person with my list. I mean, you should see my office I have notebooks and folders of lists. And I'm like, okay, pick three things so you're not so overwhelmed. I feel like my brain goes all over the place.
Yeah.
And that helps. So it's really just being like, be realistic. One, you have to be realistic. You have to give yourself grace. And you do have to have, I'm going to call it an adaptable plan. You can have your plan, but just give yourself some white space and understand life happens. And if you have kids, I mean, it's unpredictable sometimes, right?
Yep.
You've been there, done that.
Been there, done that for sure. Oh
Still
my
in it.
gosh. It's still, yeah, and it never changes.
No.
Problems change. The things that you're solving every day change. I'm not filling snack cups all day or changing diapers or whatever, but I'm doing a lot of the other things that come along with having teenagers now and all of that. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know what? There's like a real payoff in doing what you're doing and raising them the way that you're raising them and letting them see like mom be successful at something and mom pursue something. And sometimes like mom needs a minute and you can do that. Like if you can teach them that now, like the payoff of that, Kristin, is like tenfold. Like you're going to be so glad that you did it.
I do have to set boundaries with the phones too, because sometimes I feel so guilty when I'm on it and I have to tell my kids, I'm like, hey guys, I'm not trying to just be on my phone to be on my phone. When mom has her phone out, I'm working.
Yes.
And I will put it up when I'm done and give you guys the attention. So it's just a different world we live in now, especially with these things strapped to us.
Yep.
They're always there.
It's so hard to understand. And then we like navigate their screen time and they're like, but you, and it's like, it's not about me.
I'm like, nope, it's work. It's not the same.
Don't worry about your mom. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay. So as far as your personal brand, first of all, I'm curious how much you try to involve your kids with that, but also like just tell us about your personal brand and how you really like narrowed it down.
Okay. Well, green. I know I shouldn't talk about colors, but it's funny. I know at first I was like, oh, we are allowed to have colors. Green is like my favorite color in the entire world. I have people who will send me things that look like me that has that like coastal grandma aesthetic or green, like, oh, this looks like you. I'm like, okay, that's a personal brand working when they can see a specific color, they can see a specific aesthetic, and they're like, I think this is you. So not that that's like my brand, you could say. But when
But it
we
is
look
part
at
of it, yeah.
it is. When we look at how Modern Agent and you and Chelsea have taught us about the brand menu, we'll go with the brand menu to make it for our listeners who understand that. Obviously, being a wife and mom and family is a bucket. I do talk about my kids a lot and family life. I try to be careful and not showcase them too much because I'm not like a mom account, and it's hard. It's tricky. We're learning in a different age than our parents were with how do you talk about your kids online. Sometimes I go back and forth. Do I even need to show their faces? That's a whole other topic.
Yep.
And then I would say, obviously, like all things home. I have that love the coastal grandma, Nancy Myers, give me a good aesthetic, anything home related. And then I would call myself a hobby girl and a sports girl. So if you get out of, I feel like most agents, they're like, yeah, family life and home, anything home. Yes, that is that. But random things about me, you'll always find me watching sports, talking about sports. Big Colts fan, go Colts and Hoosiers, Pacers, And then I'm a big reader. So that, honestly, more than anything I've ever posted on my page, it's books. They get all the conversations going in my DMs constantly because I'm a big reader.
Isn't that so funny? I love that like all of those things, I'm like, yep, that's you. But also, that's not all of you. But those are the parts, like your brand is so cool because you can curate it to whatever you want it to be. Like
Yes,
you get to
it's
step
so
into this
fun.
world. It's so fun.
Well, because it's like the lifestyle. Like even
It
when you talk about
is.
skincare and books, that's what people talk to me about all the time. And I feel like it translated into all these conversations that then eventually do go back to home and selling. Or they'll be like, oh, I have a friend I think you should talk to, even though we've just talked about my favorite retinol to use, or this is the book I was reading.
Yep.
It works.
I know. I totally agree. And that's just it too. Like there are some aspects of a brand that are just a lot easier to translate online. My example I always give is like we love going to Disney World and we've been there way too many times, honestly. But we love it. However, that's not something that's easy to share every day because we go like twice a year. So out of the 10 days of a year that we're there, it's really hard to make that part of my brand. Now, people do know that we go because I share about it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, sharing about what book you're reading or sharing about like what I'm making the kids for dinner or whatever, like that's my everyday life and that's easy. And it feels like it's kind of like that low-hanging fruit. And I think sometimes we try to complicate our brands by saying like, yeah, but I want to do this or I want to be, and it's like, yeah, but what are you already doing? And what are people already asking you about and are already talking to you about,
When people say, well, I'm boring. Well, no, you're not. Just show what you're doing. Like you guys always tell us, document your life over creating everything. Not everything has to be perfectly curated.
No.
Unfortunately, I mean, that's kind of where things can go on Instagram and TikTok with professional influencers who have amazing curated content. But that's not what people are looking for agents.
Yes. And that's going away so much more too.
Thank
I feel
God.
like messier content and like raw, unfiltered content is so much more in. And yeah, we try to make it too complicated. I do think
Yes.
sometimes there are people who will say, like, I'm just not interesting enough for a personal brand. And sometimes I'll listen to them, then share, and I'm like, yeah, you really don't have much. But here's the thing, okay? It's not because I'm being rude. It's because I'm thinking like, you got to make some time for some fun.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I mean, you play pickleball, or like even just
that's
like
a brand menu item. I am a big pickleballer.
Yes, I love that about you. And like even just like watching the game or whatever, it's not like you have to like document every time the TV's on and there's a game on, but like when you just share those things, like have something, like think of something that you could enjoy and figure out a way to like tie it in, even if it's like sharing about it once a week.
I love that.
Yeah. I also love how you do, speaking of home content, I know that you said like, oh, a lot of agents do that, but a lot of agents don't do it well or as consistently as you. The one thing that you do that I think works really well for you is you share like home of the day. Tell us about that.
Oh, that's so funny. So my good friend, Allie Sweezy, she's also a Modern Agent. When we became friends back in 2021, she started doing the home of the day. And I was like, Allie, can I copy you? Like, that's really cool. So now our kind of like little Modern Agent group shares the home of the day. But everyone loves it. I get so many people who participate every day, and it's literally takes me 1 second. And it's the one thing I do that if I have nothing to post about or I'm not feeling social media, I'm like, screw it. I'll just do a home of the day. So I go into my search, like literally your recommended post. It's always curated with pretty homes. I pick them, I post it in my stories, put home of the day at the top, and then put in a poll, love it or not for me. And I get comments on it all the time, people messaging me. The amount of people who always do it. Color of the month for Sherwin-Williams, I do that monthly. And it's like silly, easy things. But I think what people are really missing out on, they're documenting, especially if you don't want to do much and with stories, ask something engaging.
Yeah.
Literally put the question stickers up, put a poll up constantly. I do that all the time. Or even giving them like an action item in your links to like then go take the next step to do something, even if they don't do anything then, to constantly remind them of links now that we can all link. Wasn't it back then you had to be like, had 10,000 plus followers to link something?
That was like
Which,
the hot
rude.
goal, right? Yeah. We talk about personal branding all the time, but maybe that sounds complicated. But what if I told you you could have a personal brand by Friday?
We're giving you a simple week-long plan with clear action steps to follow Monday through Friday, so by the end of the week, you have everything you need to start standing out in your market.
Click the link in the show notes to grab your personal brand by Friday guide so you can get started today.
Rude. But yeah, the home of the day, if you need something easy to do, I promise, do it. You'll get responses.
And I want to note this too. You're not just sharing random homes. You're sharing homes that are so you. Like you talked about like that coastal grandmother thing, whatever. Like I think the homes that you share are beautiful. They are not the homes that I would share. Like I have a different like style and aesthetic than you. And so like that's what's really cool about something as simple as a home of the day. And that doesn't mean you have to share it every day. That just means when you hop on your stories, that's what you want to share. You call it that, you ask a poll, whatever. But if your style, like let's say like you live like downtown New York City, it's going to be like apartment of the day or studio of the day or whatever, right? I would go for houses that are like super colorful and eclectic or whatever. Like that's what I would share. But like it lets people start conversations with you, but it also reminds them, this is me. When you see this, you're going to think of me. When I pass houses that look like the ones that you share, I think of you.
See, it works,
right? You start living rent-free in their mind. I think that's just such a smart idea. Yeah.
Well, and think of if you're part of your personal brand is you love talking about recipes and cooking, share a kitchen of the day. Like if you're into gardening and that's a big part of your brand, go find some people's random pages and post that stuff because it then goes back to your brand menu.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
I think it'd be interesting too if you would, like if you're sharing someone's house that's like a home influencer or something, if you would even share something like compliment them somehow on the house, like, oh my gosh, like you guys have to check out this post because she shares like this, like slide 3 is my favorite. You'll probably get that influencer to also reshare that thing on the, you know what I mean? Like, and so I think you have the opportunity, even though if they're not like local people, that's still an opportunity to get in front of more people and to make your name known. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that's so fun. There's so much that you could do with that. I want to keep going here though, because we have so much good stuff to talk about. You love social media, but we always say like social media should not be a dead end. All roads should lead to your email list. Tell me about how you've built your email list and what your strategy is there.
Ooh, fun. Okay. So I do love email and I can credit that specifically back to Modern Agent. That was a big thing. And I feel like a lot of people still don't really have email lists as agents. I feel like that is one part that has not grown. Like my team has a database and they send stuff out, but not a lot of people are doing their own email newsletters unless they're doing like the generic brokerage ones that just get sent out, but like fun and personalized. I do it's like almost a lifestyle newsletter and it's all brand menu coded and there's different things in it. It's not all real estate. Sure, I send listings, but I talk about local spots. Like if it's fall season, I'll talk about the best pumpkin patches to go to and just make a quick list. Right now, probably this month, I'm going to put a list of the best patio spots to eat at because who doesn't want to do that? Mother's Day places to shop. You know, I will put a market update in there. I do use Modern Agents, a lot of your guys' verbiage and like, because you guys have 4 different things you give us. And I'm like, ooh, these are good. Let's put that in. And then just make it sound like you. Like everything a Modern Agent can be customized for your own tone and how you speak. But I'll even put in there every time the books I'm reading, I will post pictures of just the life. I will even post my favorite products because I also do like to know it in Amazon. And I make a couple $100 every year off it. It's like, why not? People are already asking me for these links. And now that I can link, why not? And people look at them. I don't know. I really like it because it's just another way, because I've noticed, especially like with Instagram and Facebook, not as much Facebook, but the algorithms change so much. So you don't even know how many people are actually seeing your content who follow you. But when you build that database and you put everybody in there, most likely they're seeing it. I average usually 55 to 65% open rate. And that's when I could clear out people who probably shouldn't be in there anyway. But you did ask on like how I got started. So I'll go back into that. I did build it up, and the craziest thing, how I more than anything, because I just started, I didn't have that many clients to put in. One, I asked like all my family and friends who I was close to. I'm like, can you help me so I can get more than 10 people in my email list?
Yes.
So I did get that. But your guys' guide. So this was like, mind you, 2022, I think. I did the holiday guide and the fall guide. And at that point, I grew my local following a little bit more because I partnered with my local photographer who did all my pictures of my family. And we put together a giveaway. And it was like I gave like $100 to Smallwood to get picture frames for them. And she did a mini session, but you had to enter, give us your emails. And then I paired it with the home refresh. We called it a home refresh in the spring. And we had that guide. I don't even know if it's still there.
Yep.
But when I joined, it was there.
Yep.
It was fabulous. So I just edited it, got their emails, and then sent anyone who entered that. But it gained me, like, I kid you not, almost 400 followers.
Oh my
local
gosh.
people. It was a lot because it made me jump. And I'm not like a big time influencer. I'm not trying to say that. It's localized people, but
that's what it should be.
It grew.
Yeah.
And because I used that and tried to use like my marketing skills from my college degree and old job, it was really cool because you got the emails, you put them in, and most of those people are still in it. So that originally grew it. And then I was like, okay, well, let me dabble a little bit in the fall and holiday guide. And I am not kidding. I haven't done this since. I did it the one time. I messaged people who followed me and interacted with my content all the time. And I was like, do you want to get this guide? I'm going to send it out.
I love that.
And they all gave me their emails.
Yes.
And so now I have a lot of emails.
That is so good. I mean, that just goes to show you, like, you can't sit around and say, woe is me. Like, no one signed up.
Yeah, you got to take action, man.
You do have to take action. And sometimes people just have to know that, like, you're legit. Like, it really is you. It's not that you're just getting these random canned emails from your brokerage, because people don't like those. People
don't care. We delete them all the time.
Yes, people want to hear from you. I don't know if you saw, we had a member in our group recently, Jennifer. She shared that she used to just share like the canned newsletters. And she said, I finally shared one of Mask's emails. And she got a reply the first day, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, I literally never read emails like this, but this was so good, whatever. She said, she just commented again that she just sent her second one.
Aww.
And she got more replies from people saying like, I love this.
That's awesome. Good for her, though.
And you know what?
It makes difference.
It does make a difference. And that's what's so funny. Like, you have to not be scared to like go against the grain. And the truth is, the emails that we provide, most of what we provide is the words, the stories, the frameworks, whatever. Like, it's not like we offer templates and stuff, but that's not the point, because the truth is, like, I want everyone's emails to look different, right? Your email should look different than other people's. But if we can kind of give you like what to say, and then that's just other people read. So there are some emails that are literally like text only, but people love that. That feels like they're getting a letter from a friend. They do love reading that. And I was so proud of her for like taking a bet on herself and being like, I'm going to do this. And I love that she's already getting results.
And honestly, it takes a lot of courage. I know it's silly to say, but it does take courage, like you said, to go against the grain and be like, ooh, I don't want to send my brokerage. I'm going to try and show you more of myself. It's kind of vulnerable a little bit. But once you see it works and you do get replies and you can track your open rates, like that is more trackable. I still have friends, like one of my best friends from high school. She is no social media. I talk to her all the time, but she is like, I refuse. I'm not doing social media. But she's on my email list.
I love that.
And so she'll text me after every email and be like, I loved everything you did last month. Your email's so good. I look forward to reading it all the time.
I love that. That's
I
so
had another client who's one of my favorite clients. They bought and sold last year. And she's girl boss. She's amazing. But she replied to me one time. She was like, I get so many emails a day, and yours is the only one I read when it comes through. I'm like, okay, so we're doing something right.
You totally are. Do you send them? Is it once a month?
So I was doing once a month for a while, and now I'm trying to do biweekly. So I'm trying to do 2 a month, but sometimes it's hard to like, because I do put a lot of work into it.
Well, okay, honestly, that's what I was gonna say. If you want a little like tip here, what I would do, like all the things that you share in that email, I would divide it in half. Yeah, I would just make them a little bit shorter. Yeah. That way, what's cool about it is, first of all, it makes it easier for people to digest, so they can actually, they feel like they have time to read every word if it's a little bit shorter. But then if they hear from you again 2 weeks later, you just went from letting them see your name 12 times a year to 24 times a year.
I know. And I've
Just doing that
thought
one
about
thing.
going weekly too, but I'm like,
Yes.
I'll ease into it. I might eventually, but I would definitely have to like shorten
Yeah.
because I'll even share like articles in mine that
Yeah.
I know I love, like the Every Girl articles or Magnolia blog post, and people read them because you can see who clicks
Yep.
on them.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I know. I love that. Well, and what I love about this too is like it feels like the way that you view your email list is a way for you to build relationships. And I think the people who struggle with emails either don't know what to say at all, which you have a framework to start with, but they view it as like a task or a box they have to check. But when you literally look at, and it's the same thing with like talking to the camera or even just posting in general or getting in your stories, when you stop viewing it as like, I have to do this thing, and you start looking at it as like, I get to talk to my people. Like my people want to hear from me and I get to remind them that I'm an agent. Sign me up.
Yes.
Like,
and
that's
I
what you
love
should
it.
be lit up about, you know?
Well, you're good about that too, because you've been on me about making sure I'm talking on my stories and in my page more. Because I have that same attitude. I'm like, even though I can talk for days.
Yes.
I'm like, do I really want to get on and do that? But I'm like, no, okay, I know I need to, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But it is funny because we can get in our own heads all the time or just like,
Yes.
I don't want to do anything. But
Well,
I mean,
and
it
you know,
works.
and it's so true. And I know, especially because like you said too, like you are a very like organized person, you're structured with your business and all of that. Sometimes having just a clean template to post or a clean, static image or whatever, like that feels safe and clean and organized and like easy to schedule and all of those things. Talking to the camera off the cuff or even just like literally like I dare you just to literally like write an email and send it on a whim and like literally
I
just
know I
like
need to.
share something like whether it's something that happened to you or something funny or a question that someone asked. When you start creating content like that, people pay attention because they're
That's
like,
true.
whoa, this is like the difference between like a commercial and like someone who's like just sharing like their experience and all of a sudden you're like, wait, are they trying to sell me a product? Because I feel like they're just like telling me something that they did in the kitchen, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so it gets people like more like leaned in and interested in all of that. So yeah, you definitely have the
Writing that
ability to do
down.
Yeah, right? I know. Yeah, you weren't even asking. I can't
No,
help
but I love it.
myself.
I'll take it all.
There's those carousels that are like, my toxic trait is, and I always say my toxic trait is giving people business ideas they didn't ask for.
It's so funny because you do that a lot in a good way, even with people we know. I'm like, Kayla, you're doing great.
And I was
love
like,
it.
ooh, you should sell that. Or here's what your funnel
need to
should
do
look
this.
like. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay, so all that being said, I love the email. I love that you just genuinely view it as a way to build relationships. I think if people can have that mindset, it's going to lighten the load and make it more fun, which honestly, that is what it should be. It shouldn't feel like this daunting thing. Like if it feels daunting to you, then it's going to feel daunting to the people reading it.
Well, you don't have to do everything either. If you're going to be the type that's just like, this isn't for me, okay, I guess, like, because you don't want to be in something that you're not doing. But I do promise email's really good.
Well,
You should be doing it.
I do agree with that. But I will say, I think emails should be a non-negotiable. I don't know if you remember, I think it was beginning of last year, we got locked out of our Modern Agent account. Like, it was the weirdest thing. But like literally one day, it was just gone. And it took,
I remember that.
We was gone for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was while we were like launching something. And it was like, what are we supposed to do?
What are we doing?
Honestly, I'm pretty sure at that time we had more email subscribers than Instagram followers.
Well, you guys do a really good job with your email too.
Yes. Well, yeah, it helps. Chelsea and I are very long-winded, so we have lots to say. We have lots to write about. But that totally saved us. And honestly, like it got to a point where we were like, well, if we have to start a new account, then we do. And then one day it just like came back and we were like, well, okay. But like it really made us live out. Like, no, if you don't have an email list, you literally don't have a business. Like,
well, and it's
you have to
true
have
because, and even when I touched base on just a couple seconds ago, whatever, we were talking about the algorithm, like people you follow, you don't see anymore on Instagram. So you can't rely specifically on social to be everything like you've said. So we need to have that email list because at least I know they're getting it.
Yes. You know they're getting it and it's like guaranteed to hit their inbox.
Yep.
Where most of what you post, what do they say? Like, isn't it like 4% of people of your followers will even see what you post?
It's
4%.
crazy. It's crazy to see how different the engagement is now.
Yeah.
But I just try not to let it get to us too much.
Well, I know, exactly. Well, it is so different, but also I will say, like, when you are posting the type of content that consumers actually want to engage with, you not only get in front of more people, but then you're all of a sudden more memorable. And you've talked about this before, about like the type of content that you're trying to share now versus what you used to share as far as heavy real estate. What are your thoughts there? What have you noticed for yourself?
Well, I would say Well, I love how modern agents always talked about it because I fully agree with that. And I'll even like tell friends and stuff like that. I'm like, the breadcrumbing, it's such a big deal. And the modern agent cocktail, like I know I'm using a lot of our verbiage, but it is true because that's the stuff that works. Like people want to see more about you and your personal life. And of course, a little bit of local and then a little bit of real estate. I love sharing like the behind the scenes of real estate. I think that's what you let people in a little that way. I mean, a lot of times, kind of go back in email, if I want to put more hard-hitting real estate content in, sometimes I save that for email for people to actually read it when they're expecting to read a long informational post. But online, like my engagement, when it's just like a real estate, like 1, 2, 3 or something, no one cares.
No.
They don't care at all. And I know that's bad because you still want to sound obviously professional and very knowledgeable in your industry. But people just look at that and they're like, oh yeah, I know she's an agent and I don't really care. Unless they're looking specifically for it, most people don't. But you sprinkle it in, then it works. So, I mean, another random thing, but when you don't know what to post, do a recap post. It's the easiest thing in the world. Just go through, scroll through, and put a recap post. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. People love it. They love to see it. They want to see what's going on. And if you are like dead in the water, your creative mind is in the slumps, just post a recap. I promise.
Right. Share
Just, it'll be
literally what
fine.
you've been up to. That's literally our
Yes.
first prompt for members when they join is like share a photo dump, like carousel. And
People
it's
love those.
yeah, and we purposely are like add something real estate, add something local, like that
Yes.
whole like content smart. We used to call it the content cocktail. I haven't heard that term in a while.
Yes, it was. It was in the email for a really long. It was content cocktail.
The
I loved
content
it.
cocktail. Yes, but again, they have to fight the urge to like try to do things the way that everybody else in the industry does things because it can feel a little bit uncomfortable or like who cares that I went out to lunch with a friend or who cares that we went to the park. But people love starting with that post because they honestly like a lot of times they'll post that and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I got way more engagement. Like they were like that's like, yep, welcome to Modern Agent, baby. Like
well, and
you're
people
here.
want to see the real you. Like if they're going to hire you to sell the biggest purchase of their life, they want to be with someone they like and trust. And that's why you're supposed to show who you are. Like, I am such a firm believer in who I am. Like, anyone who knows me, they know how I am. I'm the same in person. I'm the same online. I never change. Even if it annoys people, it is what it is. I'm always me.
Yeah.
But the posting the content that it just relates to people and shows your behind the scenes and shows your brand menu, that's what works the most. I take a lot of the stuff you guys give and then I just kind of make it my own, even like the week in the life of a realtor and then just posting little carousels. Like people just want to see fun things like that. I know like the day in the lives or the reels and stuff, some of those with voiceovers are so cool. And when I have more time, I'm like, I know I need to do more of that. But the reels that's just showcasing what's going on in your life, that's what works.
Yeah.
All the time.
Absolutely. And again, what's so cool about it too is when you are in tune with your personal brand, when you know how you want to show up, when you start to understand like what colors you want or what kind of fonts you want, or like even like what props you have in your photos or whatever. When you start to understand all of that, what's so cool about it is not only does it give you more confidence to show up and then you love how it looks and feels, but also you start to really stand out. My example, I've used you as an example so many times, especially when I was selling real estate all the time, because think about this. Everyone listening, hear me out. Kristin and I went to the same high school. I'm a few years older. We went to the same high school. We both live in the same town. We live 5 minutes from each other. We go to the same church. We are in the same small group. We have a lot of the same friends. We're in the same wedding this weekend, okay? Think about all of the things that we have in common. We both have sons named Luke who are 2 days apart from each other, okay? Think about how different our content would look if I was still doing like real estate full time. Like the things that you do in your day in the life or the photos that you would take. Even like sometimes you'll share like local recommendations and I'm like, oh, I'd never go there. Like, you know
That's
what I
hilarious.
mean? Yes. And then I'm thinking like, oh, why doesn't she ever share this? And it's like, oh, because you never go there. Like
I don't go there.
It's just permission. And it just goes to prove that like when you really do Modern Agent right, or even when you just like do your personal brand right, you are completely uncopyable. And like you stand out among every agent. You will stand out. And the truth is, like even you and I, like we would have some people who would rather use you and other people who would rather use me. And that's wonderful. Because we're memorable to the right people. And then we would both stay like I'd say that. I'm not even doing it anymore. But like that, but it was true, you know what I mean? And I even look at like when I was doing it all the time, there was no one that I sold a house to that thought, I don't know, should I use Kristin or Kayla? Like it was just me the whole time. And same true for you.
Well, and exactly. And one of my best friends, Lauren, who's on my team, we do everything together. We play we're in the same pickleball group. So even like our separate networking groups, we're together all the time, but we never have this weird thing where it's like competitive towards one another. We're just supportive of each other, and we still have different groups in different spheres, and we still like support each other, and our brands are different even though we're on the same team and do the same sport together all the time. Like, you can do things differently, and it's okay. And her and I have talked over and over again. We just want to work with people who want to work with us. We're not chasing down people. I want people to come to me who know, like, and trust me and know I'm just going to do the best job I can for them,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you do. And I think you've done that really well.
Thank you.
I mean, the fact that you say that 90 to 95%
yeah,
of your
I mean,
business,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, that is ridiculous, actually. And I think a lot of people, I mean, to them, like, it's so unheard of because they're probably thinking, but how much do you spend on postcards? Well, how much do you spend on flyers? What do you give for, the PTO sponsorship and it's like, nothing. Like, and it's just hard for people
I give
to
a donation for our school, the little basket.
Yes, exactly. So it's just such a testament to doing your personal brand right and like doing the work that it takes to get there and feeling
and
like
being involved
confident
in your community. I know that's not we haven't hit on that really, but really loving your community and being a part of all these different things, it makes a difference, and people know you care about your community.
Yes.
I know we haven't touched much on local, even though we're both local to where we are, but like, it's wild how much that matters. Like, people want to see you succeeding and being there, and they understand how much you know the market and care about where we live.
And you're also not showing up with a stack of business cards or wearing a name
tag.
Tag.
Cute, girl. What are you talking about? No, I'm kidding.
Right. Like, you're not showing, like, it's not, like, I actually just saw a John Chris, that comedian.
Oh, he's so funny.
He posted a reel about, like, the realtor who only goes to church to get leads.
Someone shared that to me.
It's quite hilarious.
Oh, it's bad.
Right? But it is true, like, but you definitely don't give that vibe because you genuinely are there to, like, help and support and get to know people and whatever. And, like, the fact that you're an agent just naturally comes up and it keeps you so busy and all of that.
Yeah. I even used to, like, be uncomfortable, and I'm a talker, as you guys can probably tell. I used to be uncomfortable in, like, networking situations or social events when people would bring up real estate because I never wanted people to think I'm just there for a sale or to talk about what I do for a living. So I'd, like, clam up and be like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, it's great. And now I'm like, no, they're asking. We'll chat. It's fine. But I just love to have fun. I love people to know that real estate can be fun. Buying and selling, it's so stressful, but I'm just here. I'm here to help. So I try to make that known in my online presence too, that, I will try to help you have a good time. And I also want my online thing, the little slogan, love where you live. I've kept that forever. It started years ago in Modern Agent. I loved it so much. I'm like, that's what I'm here for. And if it's not with me, that's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a lot of freedom in that.
And realizing it, because it does take a lot to get there, and internal confidence and security to be like, I don't need everyone's business. It is okay to have boundaries too. I think we forget about that.
Yeah. And that confidence only comes from, I always say, like, getting your reps in. Like, you're not, that confident isn't something you're like, okay, I need to be more confident. It's like, no, you get more confident by posting the content and realizing you didn't die and no one made fun of you. And like, people actually
even
were
if they
interested.
did, who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
They're not your people.
Nope. It doesn't matter.
I love that. Kristin, I want to put all of your information in the show notes for where people can follow you and see all of those things. Sign up for your email list to steal ideas.
Please.
All of that.
I'd love to help.
But I do want to ask you one more question before we go. If someone's listening right now and they're like, I don't know, I thought about Modern Agent, but like, I don't really know, what would you honestly tell them?
I will say, because I've had this conversation with people before who have reached out, you have to do the work. It is not a copy and paste membership. If you are just looking for something quickly that has real estate heavy content, that has the graphics, and you need to just post to be on there, that's not what Modern Agent is. Modern Agent is more like a marketing membership in my mind than a social media membership. You have to be willing to put the work in and also understand that it will take a bit. But it is so worth it. Like I said, when I became an agent, it was the first thing I actually really put money into and invested in. And it is well in advance turnfold for me. And also you get referrals from it. Like, if you're active and people know you, like, people send you referrals. I've had a couple from Modern Agent, almost once a year I get one. So it's really good. And really just like listen to what you guys have to say and go through the membership, because I've been in it for 5 years. So I obviously know like how Modern Agent is, what's the expectation, what I need and don't need. But that first year, that's all I did. I was so invested in every training, every learning, everything I could get my hands on, and really make your brand count. But make it authentic to you. Don't be anything that you're not. Really, really hone in on who you are. And the people who want that will follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's so, so true. I know. I love that so much. And I feel like it does, it puts a little bit of responsibility on people that, because it's not just copy and paste. And yes, there are captions you copy and paste, but you customize them and you're taught how to do that. And yes. Mm-hmm. So as you are doing that, that's when you really step into not only this version of yourself that has content that people love and you start getting referrals and stuff from it, but also I think you just start to feel really good about yourself. Like if you want that confidence to come, if you want to feel like I want to send an email or I get to whatever,
yeah.
You have to just start somewhere. And I love that so much about Modern Agent because it really is about the whole person and not just the agent. And yeah, we love cheering you on and helping you get there for sure.
You guys are great. And I've always appreciated you both.
I love it. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Kristin, thank you so, so much. Everyone listening, we will put all of her details in the show notes so you can follow her. You definitely want to. But until then, we will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'm so glad we got to hang out today. If you're as sad as I am that our time is up, I've got good news. There are a couple of different ways we can keep the conversation going.
First, follow us on Instagram at Modern Agent Marketing Girls and introduce yourself in the DMs. Also, we always have a free Modern Agent resource available, so check out today's show notes for the goods.
And finally, hang out with other go-to real estate girls like you and finally create a marketing plan that works when you join Modern Agent Social Club. All the details are in today's notes.
XOXO, the Marketing Girls.